If you ever wondered who you are and who am I and doing in this world and kind of trying to figure it out, and you thinking that you have lost things in your life and then you're unable to get back to your own self, then remember that nobody has figured it out in their lives and nobody is actually 100% there. So you're not alone in those thoughts, but the thought of thinking that who am I and what am I doing in this world, it is actually very deep. And if you look into monks or yogis asking that question, then you know that they haven't figured it out 100%, but they are more aware of their own practices because of what they do and how much time they spend with themselves. So, for example, that I was attending an event and everybody was introducing themselves. So I was just kind of waiting for my turn. But I noticed that most of the people that introduced themselves actually introduced themselves as what they do, like their identity, as in what role do they play and what role do they have there in family, which is their relationships that they're attached with, and what habits do they have and what they love about or any sports team that they support. I'm a fan of this team or whatever. Nobody actually introduced themselves in a way that I was like, nobody actually saw or said anything about themselves. So I didn't see anybody saying anything in that regards, and I was like, okay, like, without judgment, this is a question that everybody should be asking themselves, that who they are without all these things. Because remember, in the end, everybody, no matter what your belief is, what religion that you believe in, you're gonna go with your own self. And once you die, nothing is left in the environment. It is just you, your own self, and your soul. And when you go with your own self without the external stimulation and you actually die, have you ever wondered what happens? It's the environment that collapses. Is the 3D world which you no longer see, and there's nothing other than you, your own self. So once everything is collapsing and you're like, there's nothing left out there, and what you're going to do in this lifetime, what did you figure out? What thoughts did you think? What were you in this lifetime? So you will realize that you didn't had ever sat down with yourself, with your own self. So just to become more aware on this, nobody can figure it out 100%, but just to become more aware on your own self, your soul's journey in this lifetime, the first step is very important, which is sitting with your own thoughts. And when you sit with your own thoughts, it is kind of observing yourself without any external stimulation, which is any phones or anything that you do, any habits that you have. Without all those things, when you are left with nothing and you're left with your own self, who you are in that moment is what you define as your own self. But the fact is, you are still not your thoughts. You're still not the emotions that you're feeling in the moment. If you're feeling that that I am thinking these thoughts, and then you know for the fact that when you're observing yourself that there's somebody who's giving you feedback within your own thoughts. So if you're feeling or saying certain things in your head to your own self, you know that there's a background that is observing you. There's a background that is telling you that something is wrong, something is right. You should be doing this. this is out of your comfort zone, you still want to do it, there's something encouraging you to do it, then you should be doing it, because that's your observer self guiding you. That is your higher soul guiding you. And then you're only able to be more connected to that once you are with your own self, without any stimulation of outside world, without any stimulation of thinking that what am I doing, or what these people expect out of me. Take a moment with your own self and think without these judgments around me, without me thinking that if anybody could not actually judge me, what would I be actually doing? That's what your breakthrough is, because it will help you redefine your identity. It will help you form what you actually love doing without having to understand that why am I not okay? Why am I not feeling 100%? You're not feeling 100% because of a lot of things, because of a lot of stimulation that is going around. You won't be able to feel 100% because you rely on external relationship for your own self. If you define yourself based on what relationship or roles that you play, then if nothing is left, then who you are is going to go with you. So remember to take time with your own self. After the first step, as I said, within doing all those observation of your own self and realizing that you're at the background, observing and becoming closer to your own self, you need to do the second step, which is very important. It is called segregating the thoughts. So, understanding that, of course, you're not your thoughts, but segregating the fact that what uplifts you and what drains you down. So, if something in your life, you have a negative person around you, you are basically connected energetically with that person, because you both are connected in a way that you redefine your addictions to certain emotions. You redefine to your own self that if they have a negative experience, that you're going to identify with that negative experience. So you need to identify what kind of negativity you dwell into in your life and segregate those negative thoughts with the ones that are uplifting. So the ones that is uplifting relationships, or the ones that makes you feel uplifted, the thoughts that you think and the emotions that you have, which is love, joy, freedom, all these things are uplifting. It will uplift not only your energy but your whole day, your whole life. And the negative side of that is, if you dwell into negative emotions, by having certain relationship, they're going to just re-identify and just, it is just there to make you feel that, yeah, I have this negative relationship just to relate with this negativity. So once you remove yourself from that, segregate the emotions from negative to positive, and you realize what uplifting you and what is not uplifting you, you'll try and not indulge into negativity anymore, because you understand the difference between all of that. And then once you segregate, and you need to do more of activities that is actually uplifting to your own heart, because no matter how much you say your gut feeling, the feeling is actually in your heart. Your heart chakra is what is the center which is guiding you with your heart, with your emotions, and telling you what is there for you to connect with your own soul. So once you start loving yourself, you find people with your own level of consciousness. So you connect with more people of own level of consciousness. So that's why it's important to love your own self, and it only happens once you segregate with the negativity and do not correlate with that anymore. After this comes in journaling. Once you have done all the first two steps, you need to sit down and pen down those emotions that comes in, and you have that understanding now that what's right, what's wrong, what's going to happen, and you will then have the emotions and the better process of segregating those emotions. So when you're journaling, you are actually penning down what you're already thinking, and your observer self is helping you redefine all those thoughts, redefine all those negativity. And once you do that, you're helping yourself identify to your new self. Because remember, this process, as I said, you are kind of observing and thinking, who are you? And your identity is going to reveal itself with help of journaling, and you're going to be able to do more, feel more important things, and become the version of yourself which, when you're introducing yourself, you know better who you are, rather without any external things in your environment. And that is really, really important, because once you're noting it down, you see it coming back to you, and you realize that, oh wow, like I could do this and I didn't even realize it. And the fourth step is observing your body as well. Your body, mind, and your soul are the three planes that we live in. So those three planes are very important for you to realize that I am living in this world as a 3D physical world within this physical body that I have, and my body feels a certain way, and my soul feels a certain way, and my brain feels a certain way. And once you do like feel those things, you need to feel what your body is feeling in that emotion, because they all are synchronized in a way, and your body stores emotions. So when you're trying to change your identity with the help of more awareness, your body will be able to segregate, and it will try and fight, because you haven't been doing that for so many years, and your body will fight back, thinking that what's wrong with you, because you never behaved that way, you never dwelled into positivity before, you never dwelled into thinking that I don't want to associate with negative people anymore, because you loved doing that for so many years. So your body going to question everything you're trying to change with help of journaling, with setting your thoughts. But remember to observe your body and thinking and remembering that you are more than that. You are your soul, which is in this body. It is not fully into your body. It is just observing your physical aspect of it. So just having all that awareness and thinking about your body, mind, and your soul as a three different plane that you are in, and remember to follow the intuition that comes from your soul. That is the biggest thing that will take you to your next level. There's no other thing that can take you to your next level. Expect things from others, thinking that my family, my job, this, that, nothing's going to matter other than what your soul is going to tell you. You are here to connect back to your soul. You're here to connect back to your source as well, which is God, which is universe, which is whoever you believe is the God. But you're here to connect back to your soul. You're here to connect back to the source, which is God. I hope this video helps. This is something that it was very deep for me personally, because I feel this is very important and everybody should know about this. And I've done a lot of work on this, and I hopefully this steps helps, and this helps you clarify a lot of things in your life. And yeah, if you practice this, please share with me that if this actually helped you, and were you able to follow all these steps or not. Hopefully this video helps, and thank you for your time, and have yourself a nice day.